Yo, yo, what it do? We back again. It's the incredulous.
Estamos atrás.
Yes, sir. Another week, another 7 days pass as we get older and the world spins.
I feel
Might
like we
not
do this
still
every
hang
day.
low.
That's how fast time passes. It's crazy.
Dog. I swear, sometimes like this Thursday will creep up. For those that don't know, we do this on Thursdays typically. Thursday will creep up, which is dope because you know what I'm saying. Me and Joe, all three of us, we working. Man, Friday is our last day, and Thursday will creep up, man. And I'm like, dang, man, like another week gone. You know what I'm saying? Like it just creeps up, and then tomorrow's Friday. I'm hyped for the weekend. You know?
Yeah,
And not
facts.
only that, like to be this consistent for this long.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like these episodes are in my Facebook memories. That's how long I've known
That's
we've been
dope.
doing this. That they're in my Facebook memories, and that's crazy. I never lasted this long on my personal shows. I know people that have had the podcast who haven't lasted this long, and we're still going. And that's just a big shout out to us.
Yeah,
Facts.
man. That's It was always like my intention with it to make it a podcast and a show that and the people involved. Basically, like all the elements of this show, I always wanted to make sure they had that right mix so that it could last this long because of the things we're talking about, the stuff that we're doing, the places we're at in life. You know what I mean? I like the chill stuff. You know what I mean? Like for me, like tapping into the consistency thing that we're going to talk about today, like being consistent for me is like just being cool with the boring stuff. You know what I mean? Figuring out how to find excitement slash an angle on that boring stuff because the boring stuff is important. The consistency is the thing that's gonna take you to that next level. The Something I heard recently was I believe it was Malcolm Jenkins on the Breakfast Club that basically extraordinary people and the super talented like LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, people like that. It's not necessarily that they do the hard stuff better than everybody else. They do the easy stuff better. Basically saying like they're
Consistently.
focused and they're consistent every day. They're making sure they're doing the stuff they need to do. They're not saying, "Oh, I'm that talented. I don't need to do it." No, no. They're mastering the stuff that everybody can master, but everybody don't master just because they don't have that will to master that angle of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree. Like in my industry, we do the same work for different people, and we use the same quote: "Don't reinvent the wheel. What works works. Just consistently stick to it and be good at it. It's always going to work. You can find ways to improve it, but you don't need to start over and try something completely new. It's like just do what works and be consistent at it. It's gonna take you where you want to go."
So my question to you both, to kind of just throw a little wrench in it, what's the how do you tackle the, let's say, the rut part of it? You know, the parts where, you know, I'm sure anybody that's done great things has reached that point where it's like, dang, why am I doing this? Dang, I've been doing this for so long and it's not working. You know, how do you push through that? And I mean, that's to either of y'all. What's your thought process on that?
For me specifically, I always look at, for example, right now I'm in a rut where it's allergy season in Florida. And for me as a singer and being super like I get allergies real bad. It's just like it's the worst. I'll try to record, I can't record. Like I'm not able to even be. I'm in a rut basically because I can't even perform the way that I want to perform. Slash, I can't do the things that I need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on my project. I'm supposed to be wrapping up all the songs. I got a couple of them to re-record, but I can't do it sounding the way I've been sounding. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
what I've been dedicating myself to and what I always do in these little ruts is I figure out what else can I do in that time that isn't this that I can do to like a maximum ability that I'm still using this time the way I should be. Like for example, that's why I've been super tapped in with the producing thing. I can't record right now, you know what I mean? So I'm making sure that I'm
Yeah.
putting in as many reps as I can on the machine to make sure, hey, I'm getting my chops up with the production And when I'm able to record the way that I want to record, I'm coming with this skill. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So I'm always trying to figure out an angle where, okay, maybe I'm not getting this done, but I'm doing something parallel that it'll connect in the end.
That's dope. What's your thoughts on that, Joe?
Honestly, and it's kind of like we had a conversation about this earlier, and it's I don't ever let myself get in a rut, man. I can't. I feel like I'm really good at analyzing risks, and now, like I'm saying now, I'm not. I haven't been this way my whole life, but now I'm good at analyzing risks that I won't allow myself to get in that situation. I won't deal with a certain kind of uncertainty that I can't handle personally. So I take the secure route, but it's a confident route, and it's worked out for me every time. But it's like if I even get a glimpse of doubt in something that I'm doing, I'm reanalyzing it, and if that doubt doesn't go away, then I have to make a change somewhere, somewhere to like shift gears or just get away from that doubt, whatever it is. I mean, it could be anything in life. But shift gears to get away from that doubt. Like, what do I need to make me stop doubting something? Either get rid of it or gain some more kind of knowledge on it or some more kind of like affirmation on it just to be comfortable with it. I seek that because without that, I just can't like live day to day like that.
Yeah, definitely. The way I take that is like basically accepting the situation and also trying to resolve it in the moment. Like, okay, analyze, resolve, and keep it moving like that. Like every time those little things pop up, not letting it consume you, not really letting it drag you down. It's just more like, okay, I'm seeing that this roadblock is here. How do I need to address it? Is this working? If is the way I'm addressing it working? If not, let me switch gears. It's always
Wait.
staying in that movement.
I want to add one more thing. It's patience. Sometimes that solution might take 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years. But if you're certain that once that mark comes, it's going to change, you just got to be patient, wait it out too. It involves a lot of patience. Time, you need time. Nothing gets done quickly.
Facts, man. Yo, speaking of time and consistency, it's been a little while since we started the Ice Spice conversation on this podcast. To recap, Joe is a big supporter as far as he sees that she has the longevity to take this thing to the next level / stay at that next level because she's pretty much already at that next level. But, he thinks that she's going to make it last. Me and Quincy were more skeptical, but she's on that trajectory that Joe was talking about, and she's set now to perform as this musical guest on SNL season 49 opener.
Sheesh. With Pete Davidson as a host, that's going to be major, man. That's so great.
As the debut episode of the season.
I don't know if we talked about it, but I'm a huge SNL fan. I'm a huge like that kind of sketch comedy fan. I'm sure I watch every single SNL episode ever, and there's probably like 50 seasons.
Season 49.
So I look forward to SNL.
Yep, that's the one that's starting.
And you see, and then she's in the.
This is coming out of that writer strike too, you know what I mean? So it's
right out
more
of it.
monumental because of that. Like they chose her to come out.
They got the good shit ready for them.
Yeah.
So
but she
I
got
have
that
a question.
Dunkin' Donuts fucking thing.
I saw that.
Affleck. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, no. She's getting marketed to the maximum ability of marketing, which I completely respect, Joe.
And her
from
new
that
songs
standpoint,
are still hitting bigger marks than the old ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Barbie
that I didn't
song
know.
was major.
That's the one with Nicki Minaj, right?
Was major.
No. Yeah, I mean that's the thing too, is that all of her songs, the collabs were done in a way that they had. Yeah. There was no missing. You know what I mean?
But you can't miss. How whenever you see Nicki do a collab with somebody and it was so good, they had to drop another one. They have 2 collabs.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, the original one and the Barbie song. So like they literally drop back to back. That's just it's like unprecedented. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm not even trying to say the songs are amazing. It's just hasn't been done.
And like that's really where I think the logic was previously. And Joe, I will give you 100% credit. You were right on that. You know what I'm saying? However, on the flip side of it, I will say it does speak to, and which has been a common topic that I've seen come across, the level of I guess you could say just where music is now. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying she's not good, because what she's been putting out has definitely been doing what it needs to do. Like, every song has been hitting. However, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? If
Does it take
like
a
we
lot of
talk,
talent to make music today?
you know what I'm saying? It's like when we talk
Soldier
about these
Boy was still a
Billboard.
banger though.
But
You
what
know what I'm saying?
all I'm
Like,
saying is, we do this Billboard game, which we're gonna touch on later, and we go through all these top 10 songs from 20 years ago, and we go down the whole top 10 list, and we're like, yo, that was a banger, that was a banger, that was a banger, that was a banger. It's different now, and I'm not saying, like I said before, I'm not knocking, because you were 100% correct in your analysis or
oh
pre-analysis,
no, yeah,
but you
yeah.
get what I'm saying though. It's just different. The music industry
And I
is
kind of want to
different.
get into
You
something
know what I
else,
mean?
but I don't. I kind of want to get into something else, but I don't. Um, but yeah, I'm agreeing. She's good at her time. At the time
Mm-hmm.
she needs to be good, she's dominating
Yeah,
her time. The
Yes,
time of hip
agreed.
she's
hop.
knocking everything out of the park. They might be softballs, but she's knocking them out the
Knocking
park.
them out.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah,
agreed.
So it's
for
like
her
100%.
time of hip hop, she's dominating
yep,
her
the
time of
the
hip hop.
pitches are
Hella.
speeding up, and she's still hitting them out the park. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she's still got a couple boxes to check, but
Mm-hmm.
she hasn't got to
Oh
those
yeah,
boxes
oh
to
yeah.
check them. You know what I mean? She's
Yeah.
She
still
just
on
got
that
one gold. She just got
trajectory.
her first gold. Her first gold single. Her first gold single. So
Mm-hmm.
while she's super popular and in demand,
Mm-hmm.
performance wise, as a solo artist, she just got her first gold plaque. So
But I will
it's still a
tell,
way to go.
I will say, in that, going back to whatever episode that was, I will take that L, because it has been probably a year now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
going back to the other point of it was that, it's just it speaks to the level of where music is, at least from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Where it is. That's all.
And the crazy thing is, you
Mhm.
could still be right, Quincy.
Mhm.
And then you might be
Yeah.
right for like a
Mhm.
year, and then maybe the next year she does something else, and then Joe's right again.
She
You know
bombs.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
example, bro, it
But
leads
that's a good fight.
yeah, it leads right into the next topic, because the next headline is the headline itself wasn't anything that I think was anything that we should talk about. It's just the conversation that comes from it. So they basically said that Roddy Ricch was posting some stuff on in the studio, and he had recorded 10 songs that night. Like he was saying, like, yo, that he caught a vibe that night, and he recorded 10 joints. And the reason why this kind of stood out to me, and it kind of ties into the Ice Spice thing, is because Roddy Ricch was on that Ice Spice trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Like he had them crazy features that were going nuts. He had his singles that
And he
were
had his own unique style too.
I mean,
Yeah,
he
100%.
was just crazy. That first album was crazy. Second album, not so much. Lost a lot of fans, lost a lot of steam. Dropped some more music after that. Same thing. It kind of just even slowed him down even more. And he's kind of now in that, like, if it's gonna happen, the resurgence would be now. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope that he posted that he caught a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because he might have been, I know that he was talking about that second album in an interview once, and he was saying that basically he just made that album because he had to make that album. He wasn't even in the headspace to like make music or be on that, like he wasn't even on that super creative vibe. So that's why that album was pretty whack. You know what I'm saying? He knows it was, and he knows the vibe that he was on. He pretty much just said it. And me seeing that he's bragging about those songs that he put, me as a fan, because I'm a Roddy Ricch fan, I'm excited that he might be putting out some dope music, because if he's excited about what he's doing and he caught a vibe, then that means more than likely we're gonna mess with it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
the last couple joints was not it. You know what I'm saying?
And you as an artist, you know what I'm saying? When you've got that feeling where it's like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's the one. So that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, and that kind of leads into the consistency / catching a vibe thing that we've been talking about. Because, being consistent is one thing. Being consistent is going to whip you into shape. It's going to give you that discipline. It's going to put you in a position to always win because you're always ready, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But being consistent is different than being in a zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, using Kobe as an example again, he was a dude that was always consistent, but he would get in them zones where he would do 10 games in a row, 40 plus points. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a different zone that he was in. And when you are consistent, going in and out of those zones is something that you even have to kind of navigate because you have those situations where you just everything is just flowing. You don't really have to try and you're getting stuff done because you've aligned the consistency with that spark. You know what I mean? But what do you do when
Yeah.
the spark ain't there?
Yeah. The
And
spark is what makes you. No, what I was gonna say earlier. I didn't want to get into, but I think it's a good like way to piggyback off that. Is that Drake's Nothing Was the Same as 10th anniversary, right? And in that opening track, he said, "We'll see who's still around a decade from now," right? So people were like looking at the artists who were around a decade ago, and like who's not around it, who's not like heavy today, and it was like random artists like Big Sean, Wale, um, Meek, but then they talked about 2 Chainz, and it's like 2 Chainz was like really popular in that time. But at that time, that was his resurgence. That's when he caught the vibe again because he already had a career before. He was Titty Boy. He had the Duffel Bag Boy. He had all that shit. And like his second time coming around was 2 Chainz. He was popular. So it's like just because he's not still around right now, like that was one of his best times. Even it was like his second time coming around. And like it's about just keeping going, like till you catch that vibe and catch that resurgence, and you can come back with a whole nother wave. Like if you're a brand new artist.
Facts. And it's kind of crazy going off of what you're saying. If you just judging off mainstream success, he never even caught that original vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because he was always kind of low key. He had a few, like obviously, like any artist, he had his core fan base that liked him from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't catching on with the stuff he was doing for whatever reason. And then that consistency and that, you know, that's something that talking about music nowadays. That's one of the things that kind of I feel tainted music now, where people expect artists to come in the game and just put out like a classic, like on their own, and it's like that's not gonna happen. Like this is music. Like you have to learn how to really do this. To you have to be a consistent artist to even be able to put out your masterpiece. You listen to any of like these any of the artists that you feel are like goats or artists that are longevity artists, a lot of times their first album is not their best album. You know what I'm saying? It might be their first mainstream album that's their best album, but a lot of times they had a few goes at it before they got to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like
A lot of times you don't even hear about that first album.
Yep. Somebody that comes up in my mind immediately when I say that is 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? People think, oh, he dropped Get Rich or Die Trying and he just off the first. Nah, bro. He dropped a lot of projects before that. A lot of projects. He even dropped an album before that.
All those
That was his first mainstream album.
A few of the songs, even that were on Get Rich or Die Trying, were from that first independent album that he dropped. You know what I mean? Like the one he dropped before. So,
that's Kendrick too. Good Kid,
Yep,
Mad City
same
wasn't
thing.
his first
Kendrick,
album.
Section 8
Facts.
he had before
Section 8,
then.
yeah.
He had a whole bunch of other mixtapes and stuff.
Overly dedicated.
Yeah, overly dedicated. When it comes to music, and it ties into the Ice Spice thing too. Like we can't even expect Ice Spice to drop her best stuff / be the GOAT right now because it hasn't even been that long. You know what I'm saying? The time hasn't even moved the way it should to even be able to judge it.
It seemed like it because it moved so fast, but it hasn't been that long.
Facts.
You
know what? I want to give respect to Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj is an amazing rapper, and like we've heard her on those tracks with like Jay-Z, Kanye, and the best of the best. And so that's why I compare her to Cardi. because I'm not even trying to get to the lyrical part of her talent. It's just her talent as an artist and someone who can hold that role as a mainstream artist. And if you get the opportunity, she's going to do the right thing. And I was like, that's why I think she's going to take it the whole way. Make the music she needs to make, keep the fans she needs to make, keep making albums. Like I said, Cardi stopped. We got no album since the first one. So she has no run.
She's still trying to figure that out. I mean, she's done the crazy feature run. Don't get me wrong, but I will say this, man.
I feel like it's that pressure too. Real quick about Cardi.
Go ahead.
You know, that pressure to be perfect. You got to top that first album. All this stuff. Like, bro, she's an artist. She got to go on that musical journey, and I think she's letting that get to her.
Because she's killing the features, but I don't know if she's feels like whatever she's tucking is ready. You know what I mean? Like, because it's been a long time, man. But anyways, what I was gonna ask was, have y'all seen the Disney movie Soul?
No, but I heard about that.
I think the kids watched it.
I highly recommend y'all watch that movie.
Who is the main character?
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
You know, the reason I say that is because it really touches into this concept that we're talking about. And I feel like if I saw a movie like Soul as a kid, bro, that would have really done something for me because, you know, basically, I'm not going to tell you the movie, but just to, you know, just to give you the concept, Jamie Foxx voices for a character named Joe. He's like a jazz player. And he I believe, if I remember correctly, he teaches at a school, but he plays like gigs at night. And they kind of demonstrate and show through animation like how it feels for him to get into his zone or his flow state. And I mean, obviously the story of the movie is a lot more complex. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but I say all that because of what we're talking about and the way that they were able to visualize him in that place, in that zone, in that flow state. It's like anybody that's been there in whatever they do, whether it be basketball, music, soccer, football, writing, you know that feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the way that they were able to kind of animate that in a kid movie was not only dope, you know, for me as an adult to see, but it was very inspiring. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely recommend, if y'all haven't seen it already, tap into Disney Soul.
Hey man, this is a random plug just because you reminded me, but The Good Dinosaur from Disney also. Amazing movie, dog. I cried watching that movie.
I gotta check that one out. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, just tell him to come out. Dog need to go out. he begs to come in here, but then,
I'm gonna watch that tonight, Quincy.
Yeah, let me know what you think, man. It's a really good one, bro. I caught it on a random day way after it dropped, so it was a really good one.
I remember I tried to start it one day, and I think I just fell asleep just because I was tired, but I'm going to put it on.
Word. And it kind of put like a bow on that whole just flow state and consistency and being in the vibe, that whole conversation. I think at the end of the day, it always starts and ends with being consistent, getting your routine down, doing the stuff when you don't feel like doing it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like the way I think about it is I think about my coffee maker, right? Every day I use it, have my coffee. I don't think about how important the coffee maker is because it's just making the coffee every day. It's doing what it's supposed to do.
Doing its job.
It's boring. I don't appreciate that it's making my coffee. You know what I mean? But let it break and I'm going to feel it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to think about it and I'm going to have to figure out ASAP what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? It's an important thing, but since it's just being consistent, I don't think about it that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I always look at it as far as being consistent. Like, it's boring, but it's so important, you know?
Yeah, that's real.
And I think that's the thing that just kind of makes people get away from being consistent because of the boringness. Like, it's almost like it bores them.
Yes,
and
man.
it's like you always want to, we always have that inclination to always wanting to be having the most amount of fun possible in every second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? And that's why I shout out to my wife. Like, I've never met someone who's so comfortable with consistency. And she likes things the way she likes it. She likes what she likes. And I'm a person who likes to switch shit up just to switch shit up. And that's why that made me learn just to be comfortable with the same shit. Like if I'm good with it, why am I gonna find a new way to do it? Same thing we were touching on earlier, don't reinvent the wheel. Like it works, it works. Like stop trying to change it just to change it.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, man, I'm excited right now because we got the Billboard top 10 game, but
Let's go. I've been waiting for this all day.
I switched up the format a little bit. We had a little powwow before we recorded just to kind of see, where the rules. Baseball just did it this year. You know what I'm saying? They've been testing the minor leagues. They've been doing these rule changes in the minors. They've been seeing what works, what don't work. Their attendance is up now. People are actually like watching games more on TV too. Like the games, I believe, are like 20 something minutes shorter than they were
Because they're
before.
faster, yeah.
So they've definitely, made changes and got the thing humming. And that's what I did to this game, man. I'm excited.
Those are good changes, much needed changes.
Yes, sir. So we're going to start like always, where you guys both just give me a year and whoever's closer goes first.
1989.
96.
Oh, Quincy wins by 1 year. It's 1993.
Wait.
All right.
93?
Yeah. You were 3 years away. He was 4 years away.
Oh, I got you. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
So we are hitting.
Yeah, you won. Why are you questioning your win, bro?
You right. Shut the hell up.
So this is the week of October 30th, 1993. All right?
Golly. Okay.
So check this out. I have 3 songs that I pulled out of this top 10, and I'm going to give you a hint. And then I'm going to give you multiple choices on the artist. All right?
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the description. I'm going to give you multiple choices on the artist. If you guess the artist correctly, then you get a chance to guess the song. If you do not guess the artist correctly, the next person gets a chance to hit the multiple choice, and then they get the same opportunity to guess the song.
Okay.
All right? You're not getting no points for the artist if you got to guess the song. All right? So here we go. First one is going to Quincy. This debut single catapulted this duo into the history books and into arenas. And I'm going to give you 3 choices for the artist. All right? This debut single catapulted this duo into the history books and into arenas. And the options are Tag Team, Quad City DJs, and 2 Live Crew.
2 Live Crew.
Incorrect. Goes to Joe. I'm going to give you it again. This debut single catapulted this duo into the history books and arenas. The options are tag team, you said? All right, bet. You're correct. What is the song? This debut single catapulted this duo into the history.
Who there it is?
Correct, Amundo.
Oh,
There it is by Tag Team. Their first single they dropped.
I had to sing the whole verse. Tag Team, back again. Back to the let's begin. It makes a noise. He's in the bass, I'll jump for joy. I'm telling you, I should get bonus points for that, but it's all good.
Yo, it broke records for the number of consecutive weeks in the top 10 at the time. I mean, that song was crazy. It goes crazy in arenas. We still hear that all the time. Different parts of it. They always use it in DJ sets. Like, that song is just, that went crazy. And it was their debut song, bro.
That's
the
crazy.
First song they put out as a duo. That Miami bass was legendary, man.
Yeah,
all right, so 1 point for
real.
Joe. Let me just note that point here, and then we go into
1 point for the skibbity peps.
All right, Joe, it's your turn for this question, and here we go. This was also a debut single by these ladies, but found mainstream success with the remixed version. The options are SWV
It's
Escape.
SWV. SWV in the remix of Michael Jackson.
What is it
You,
called?
I know what it is. I know what it
You got to give me the title.
Do everything. No. Is it? No. Hold on. Chrissy messed me up.
Ooh.
No, I know. It's fucking Free Willy. Come on. Oh man. Damn, I'm
Quincy's
flop on
ready
this
to do what
song,
he do
man.
in Call of Duty, bro. He about to steal
You
the
feel me?
crate.
I'm about to get the whole crate.
He about to
What?
steal the crate, dog. You don't got the title?
No, give it to
All
Quincy.
right, Quincy. SWV Escape or TLC?
SWV right here.
There you go. Ding,
Right
ding, ding.
here.
SWV
I was singing it, but I
right
couldn't.
here.
I was like, right. Oh
It was,
man.
and the funny thing was, the debut single was right here, but it was like the original one. The one that went crazy on the charts was that Michael Jackson remix, the Human Nature remix.
Yeah. I still remember the videos with the white shirts. Right. Bruh,
I
come
love
on.
that song. That song's still in my rotation.
That's a banger right there. That's a banger.
Mhm.
All right.
Always
tied up.
wanted
Let me
Orca
note
to
that.
jump over me. Pause.
Hey, yo. That
Hey,
movie.
yo.
Yo, remember back in the day you bought the Free Willy cassette? It came with the little necklace with the orca tooth on it.
All day.
Bruh, when I got that necklace with that tooth on it, bruh, I threw it on immediately. I had a long sleeve white button up shirt, right? And I just put it on with the wife beater underneath so I could look like Michael Jackson did at that time when he sang that song. And I would just be in the living room, dog, like just, will you be there?
I will be right. Yo, and then you always had to do the ad-libs. Right.
Yo, facts.
The ad-libs, dog.
That was a classic, dog. All right, so the last one is going to Quincy.
All right, here
This
we go.
group found themselves a hit to no surprise, as a member is a well-known great writer. The options are Tony,
Jose.
Boys to Men, Belle Biv DeVoe.
Ooh.
So this group found themselves a hit to no surprise, as a member is a well-known great writer. Tony, Boys to Men, Belle Biv DeVoe.
Damn. I want to say. Damn. That's a tough one. They all fuck. All right.
This is a good one right here.
That's a good one.
This was a perfect third one, dog.
I'm gonna go with Belle Biv DeVoe.
Incorrect. Joe. This group found
We're talking
themselves
93, right?
93. This group found themselves a hit to no surprise, as a member is a well-known great writer. Tony, Boys to Men, Belle Biv DeVoe.
If it's 93, I'm going to say Boys to Men.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Wow, Rap
Quincy.
back to your boss.
Quincy. This
I mean,
group
there's only
found
one
themselves a hit to no surprise, as a member is a well-known great writer.
Damn.
Tony, Boys to Men, or Belle Biv DeVoe.
I'm gonna give it Tony.
Big, bro.
That's a great choice, pal. What's the song now?
All right, so give me that. What's the? Say it one more time.
This group found themselves a hit
Bring it
to no
back.
surprise, as a member is a well-known great writer.
Okay.
Right.
Song title. You got Tony.
I got it. If you don't got it, I got it.
Anniversary.
Ding,
Nope.
ding. You win. 2-1. Hey, a nail biter. Hey, this is the format right here. That was a good one, dog. Man, Joe was
Let's
going through it,
go.
bro.
Anniversary came out like in like '96, bro. Bro, that's Rafael Sadiq.
Raphael
It's
Sadiq.
crazy,
It
dude.
hit you right after you said it too. Like right after you gave the wrong answer, it
Yeah.
like came to you.
But
Mm.
because I was, so the thing about the '90s, the year that it ended with, that's the grade I was in. So I was in third grade. But I remember singing that like in middle school when I was like in sixth grade, '96. Like I knew that shit. I still know that shit. But I guess like that's when I just finally heard it, probably.
Yeah, yeah. No, but that joint was in
That's how I was
rotation
like,
even when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? We heard that on the bus in high school, and
yeah.
that was like 2007,
Facts.
bro.
Facts.
Tomorrow.
Yo, that's crazy that
Girl,
how
I
good
think.
that was for R&B like that year, bro. Like
Yeah,
just
facts.
what I'm saying, you just dropped two bangers,
Oh,
bangers,
let me
bangers.
run through
Yeah.
the
The
top
top
10 real
10.
quick.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start from 10.
Yeah.
Number 10 was Tony Anniversary. Number 9 was Again by Janet Jackson. Number 8 was
Mm.
Right Here, the Human Nature remix, SWV. Number 7, Whoop There It Is, Tag Team. Their peak position was number 2. Hey Mr. DJ by Zayn was number 6.
Mm.
Mm.
The River of Dreams, Billy Joel, number 5. I don't know what that is, bro. Number 4, Just Kicking It, Escape.
Oh shit.
Dang, I didn't even notice Escape was on
Just
this. And they were higher too
again. That's
on
the
the
banger
charts.
right there too.
They peaked at number 2 as well. All right, number 3 was All That She Wants, Ace of Base. That was a cool little banger, bro. Number 2 was I Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That by Meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
How you just make music and your name is Meatloaf, bro?
Meatloaf.
And number
He was
1,
playing. He was like Beethoven on that piano.
yo, facts. Number 1 was Dream Lover, Mariah Carey.
Mariah
Damn.
Carey. Shipping it up down and south.
8 weeks at number 1.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, she
What?
went
I
crazy.
swear, every time we play this game, bro, it makes me feel older and older because of how good music was.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Super
Makes it feel
facts.
sadder and sadder.
I think it'll have a resurgence. Honestly, bro, I feel like a lot of good music has been coming out lately, man. Like it hasn't been in rap, which is disappointing.
Yeah.
But if you go outside of rap, bro, like even like a lot of pop now is like good pop because like that was one of the things that was different back in the day compared to now. Like the pop was dope back in the day. Everybody liked the pop
Yeah.
because it was just undeniable bangers. Like and they came with different sounds. Like even for example, like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, that sound that they had, people mess with it because that was like a German kind of dance pop that they kind of adopted and brought it over here and made it their own a little bit for the like the American version, and it was dope because it was something different. You know what I mean? People was hearing it and
Yeah.
they was liking it because, like I said, it was something different. It was a new flavor. It was pop, but they were still bringing new elements to it. And I feel like that's kind of happening now again, where people are just like, "Yo, I'm just gonna make a dope song." They're not really trying to tie themselves into a genre or whatever.
Right.
Longevity.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a common thing that people are talking about, at least in our community right now, that like hip hop is just not where it is or where it once was. You know what I mean? Like it's just not really there, man. It doesn't have the longevity. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about songs that like we literally are like, damn, man, I remember that song. That was a banger. Like 15, 20 years from now, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's much out there in hip hop that we're gonna be still, you know what I mean, looking back on it right now, you know what I mean? But
It's crazy
unfortunately.
because I've been even reaching out and enjoying more of like even like dance and electronic music because I feel like they've been making a lot of dope stuff in the last like 10 years and stuff just because of that same idea that I'm saying of like using new sounds, coming with new concepts. The way they've been collaborating more with artists and adding vocals to stuff and kind of crossing over a little more. I've been liking that a lot. But yeah, man, there's a lot of dope stuff, but definitely hip hop been lacking, man. And I don't know, man. Like we talked about last time, it might just be at the end of the cycle, bro. Like everything has a everything has a cycle. Everything kind of
Everything
follows the
resets for
same
sure.
evolutionary path and resets exactly. So it's like we're
Mm.
probably at that reset with hip hop.
Yeah.
Hope so.
So
Hope so.
I hope so.
But yeah, man, that was a dope episode. We kind of had to scramble it a little bit because we had other plans. We got a lot of dope joints coming, so make sure y'all are tapped in. I got a project on the way. I haven't been able to record some of the joints like we were talking about earlier, but I'm wrapping it up ASAP, getting ready to shoot some visuals for it. I'm super excited. I haven't really dropped anything / been locked into the music with the shop opening and I mean the salon opening and everything. So it feels good to just get back in that zone, like we were talking about, get back in that pocket.
For sure. Yeah, man. I got a couple singles coming out, man. I got a few singles actually for over the next month and a half. So I'm just kind of working on those and really just trying to get back in my groove, man. I got a few things I'm working on that I'm just trying to, same as you, Lester, man. But for me, it hasn't really been allergies. It's more so just been just trying to get out of this little rut I'm in, which is why I really appreciated the conversation that we had today. I definitely was jotting some stuff down to the side, taking away. I know we had our little personal conversation earlier about like therapy and stuff like that. And I feel like, what I'm saying, sometimes when we have these sessions, I'm able to really take something from y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely do what I can with that.
Yeah.
Facts, man. It's always good. It's always good to congregate. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, and that's why, kind of going back to where we started with the episode, just talking about the longevity of the podcast and the dynamic and everything. Like that's why it's been able to get to this level, and we've been able to all take away positive things from the conversations because we all coming at it from that same point of view of like we just trying to get better and trying to be as consistent as we can. And once you have that in common with everybody, it don't even matter exactly what y'all are doing, because as long as everybody understands that everybody's focused on what they got to do, it always works. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, getting better is a forever thing, man. It's not something you do overnight and it's done. It's a forever thing.
And the
But one thing
craziest
you
thing,
can
like,
do.
it sounds simple, but the hardest thing really just be like butter.